Yes, and it brings up another question, because and this comes up quite a lot, which is to say, when you're analyzing a lifetime value, what does it mean to say to filter by a particular ASIN? So let's say I want to look at the LTV, but now I'm looking at ASIN, I don't know, my whatever you want to call it, right? My 30-day vitamin A supplement. So in our world, and again, this is perhaps a judgment call, but in our world, what we would say is, when you filter for an ASIN in this analysis, you're filtering by the first order or the first purchase only. So what we're saying is that someone was new to brand and they bought this vitamin A as their first purchase, but that's it. They could have bought vitamin A or vitamin B, C, and D as the second, third, and fourth order. That's it. Right? Because again, you're after the customer level and the analysis and the customer journey, not an ASIN level. If you want a repeat order rate for an ASIN, sure, like that's a different metric, and we can talk about whether that's useful. But a lot of the time, you're not, unless you're a very, very strong, like subscribe and save type brand. A lot of people are just buying different things, right, from you, and you're not capturing that with an ASIN repeat order rate. This is very, very different. This is a customer level analysis. And so again, when you're in the dashboard, or when you're thinking about the analysis and you want to say like, okay, what does it mean to say I want to filter by this ASIN? It's, in our world, it's simply saying we're filtering by the first order was that ASIN, but no guarantees what they bought next.
Okay, and again, this
so
is
on the CAC. So to bring this back to the CAC side, that's why when on the customer acquisition cost, when you're doing this per ASIN, you can actually match those two, right? You can subtract the CAC from the LTV, because they're both going to be for that same ASIN, because it's only for that first order.
Right. I mean, that is really honing in on what really matters to you. So you are measuring the LTV at ASIN level as well as customer, and then you're measuring the customer acquisition cost at ASIN and customer level, and then you can see marry the two. And then maybe these decisions, so this was going to be just a few more minutes, we covered this before we wrap up, was, okay, what do you do with this? So what is the relationship and what are the actions to take? Share with us some of those, because there's many, there's many. Ultimately, there are two numbers we are comparing against each other, and the different scenarios come out of those two numbers. And then what do you do in those scenarios? So share with us some of your thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely.